Alright folks, this is going to be a rebuttal to the now infamous Andrea tapes. This is going to be a rebuttal to the first one, Mouse Speaks Out. But before I do that, I wanted to say that all of you people who are eagerly awaiting the cable man to show up, he's supposed to show up tomorrow between 1 and 5 p.m. So there you go folks, the cable man is finally going to arrive. Okay? He's finally going to arrive, which means I'll finally get me a goddamn telephone. Yay me. Alright, I'll finally get me a new phone. It will not be listed on the internet, and it will not be listed anywhere. So, yeah. But I will finally get a telephone. Yay me. And then, you know, I will be able to actually communicate with the outside world other than by the internet. You know, I actually have a phone. And it'll save me from having to go all the way over to Mom's all the time when I need to talk to her. But anyway, let's go on ahead and do this first Andrea tape. Mouse Speaks Out, and I will provide the rebuttal as necessary. It's a very short one. It's only 2 minutes long, but you know, as doing the rebuttal, mine will be considerably longer. But anyway, here we go.
Here is, well, yeah, like, he wouldn't even take a shower. I had to beg him to take a bath. Yeah, and I've had 3 or 4 years, even past before me and him even have met.
Okay, let me stop it right there. The reason I'm smiling, folks, is because one of the very first things we did when she come up here was we took a shower together. It was one of the very first things we did. Okay, she can't help but lie in this thing, man. It's full of lies. All 3 of these tapes are chock full of lies. Okay, but the very first thing we did, notice she said even before she had met me, you know, bullshit. How would she know if I was taking showers or bath? And remember, folks, remember, I had a video posted to YouTube of me in the bathtub, and it got flagged. Remember that? Some of you that have been watching me for years, you know I'm telling the truth, because you remember the bathtub bed, because it got pulled, it got flagged down. You know, so she's talking bullshit. She's talking absolute bullshit. One of the very first things we did when she got here was we took a shower together. But anyway, let's continue.
So, if you had to give an estimate, would you say he showers once a week?
He takes sponge baths. That's what he claims.
Well, that's bad.
Yes, we do. He has no excuse, dude. He has no excuse. And he has made me excuse. And wait, 2 other times in a row, I would not even bathe for a week because I got stressed out.
Okay, so she's harping on me for taking a sponge bath every night, but yet she hasn't taken a bath in a week. Sounds a bit hypocritical to me, don't you? Sounds a bit hypocritical to me. But anyway, oh, and by the way, let me stress, the sponge baths didn't start occurring until we started the shift thing. And the shift thing didn't occur until early this year or something, you know, like January of this year. We weren't doing shifts before then. And I hear my daughter, so I'm going to have to be brief with this and go see what her deal is. Alright, let's continue.
And as far as what he's letting Alice, like I said, go ahead.
And about the kids, it was the building was closed by the time I got here, so I couldn't exactly go. Hey, this is wrong. So I went up there. We were gonna go up there today, and with President's Day, so everything.
Right.
Them exactly what's happening.
That's what you have to do. Well, I would go ahead and talk to the police as well. I'm not sure what. You just want to get it on record that you are fleeing for your safety.
I am, and I'm scared to death of the kids, because if he's already fisted me.
Has he ever done anything violent towards your children?
He would literally push the kids out of the room to do his show.
Wow.
Alright. Three things there actually. Alright, first of all, She doesn't give a rip about these kids. She hasn't asked about them in over 2.5 months, almost 3 months now. Hasn't asked about them, hasn't inquired about them, hasn't reached out to them. Now, allegedly, she did try to reach out to one of my relatives, one of my distant relatives. But when she did that, she claimed that privacy phones were on block and she couldn't get through. Well, you know, there's this neat little thing called the payphone. Walmart has them. Kroger has them. Kmart has them. IGA has them. Burger King has them. McDonald's has them. I mean, you know, there's payphones all over Manchester that she could have went to and utilized to find out about my children. Okay, so there's no excuse for that. I'm sorry, there's no excuse. And one lady even told me privately, said, you know, if I want to see my kids, I'm going to see my damn kids. I'm going to, you know, tear down the walls of hell itself to go see my kids, right? You know, and the lady is quite correct. I mean, Andrea has ways of doing this shit. She just doesn't. She doesn't care. She don't care. She told my eldest daughter she was never coming back, folks. She told my eldest daughter she was never coming back. Okay, well, right there, that throws visitation right out the window right there. Bam, it's done. No visitation. Okay, it's done. She, out of her own mouth, she's ruined her chances for visitation right there. Bam. Okay. But this crap that she's cared, you know, she's concerned for their safety and stuff. If she was so damn concerned for her safety, why did she leave them with me? I mean, if I'm so goddamn dangerous, if I'm volatile and I'm gonna hurt her or these kids, why'd she leave them? Good question, isn't it? Okay, now she claims that the 19th was President's Day, which it was. The 19th of February was President's Day. She couldn't get anything accomplished. And so, you know, obviously this video had to have taken place after President's Day, right? So this video probably took place on the 20th or the 21st when she was well established at John Chacon's house. Okay, so this is, you know, this bullshit that she was so concerned about the kids. Sorry, it didn't happen. It just flat out didn't happen. I'm sorry. You know, anyway, let's continue.
And, you know, another thing that's important here is that he has a well-documented anger issue.
Actually, I have no documented anger issues whatsoever. That's a lie. That's a flat-out lie. I have no documented anger issues whatsoever. Let's continue.
He has, I mean, to him is an okay kind of guy, so this is a big deal. What he's doing, he can't put his hand, he can't threaten to put his hands on you. I mean, it's one of you guys step in here and help me. You can't do that. You can't do that, right?
I know you. I told him when I first met him. I'm scared to death.
She's scared to death. Now listen. She's scared to death of a man that's never threatened her, never harmed her in any way, never beaten on her, never abused her, never mentally used mental cruelty on her in any way, for 4 years. For 4 years, she's never had a hand laid to her, never been threatened, never been argued with, never been... I mean, we didn't even argue. Even before the CPS crap happened, we never even argued with each other. We got along famously. Okay? The whole relationship with me and Andrea broke down when CPS and the trolls got started. That's when our relationship broke down. Before that, it was like Camelot. We got along splendidly. Okay, but the trolls and CPS especially is when our relationship started breaking down in earnest. Okay, so that whole statement is just total bullshit. Then and if she does insist on such things, I'll bring in the doctors. I'll bring in the gynecologists. She was never assaulted sexually. She was never assaulted physically ever in the 4 years that she had been with me. She was never ever abused. Is that clear, trolls? She was never abused. You're a bunch of fucking liars. And unfortunately, Mouse is lying right along with you. Let's continue.
Yeah, I'm scared to death. On his video, he had threatened anybody showed up there with explosive and bombs. And what?
Okay. Now, I'll get into that in the next video because the next video kind of fleshes that out. But what she's doing at this point, she's literally defending the trolls that threatened me with physical violence. Okay? And she got upset because I told these trolls that if you tried to kill me, I would kill you. That's what she's referring to. I'll get into that in the next video. But anyway, let me close this out. This is the end of the first one. Now, this one's real short. It's only 2 minutes and 44 seconds. So this was a real short one. The other ones will probably be subsequently longer in my explanation of what's really going on. But we're going to flesh these out because they're full of nothing but lies, lies, and more fucking lies, as they say. So, but we'll flesh them out. We'll get it all out there because I am due my rebuttal on these damn tapes. That is my right. And so I'm going to rebut these motherfuckers and get the truth out there so that you hear it straight from me and not from a secondary source. See, the bad thing about it is that when Andrea did this, she basically made it public to everybody, the whole world. Okay, so that gives me the right to talk about this shit all day long. She shouldn't have went to these trolls. She should have never went to these trolls. The level of betrayal by going to the very people that wanted to kill me, or at the very least want me incarcerated, tells me that she never loved me. She couldn't have loved me. Why would somebody who loves you go to the very people that want to hurt your husband? Why? Well, nobody knows. Nobody knows that. So we're gonna find it out. We're gonna flesh this all out. But anyways, I'm gonna stop this at this point. And like I said, the other ones will be considerably longer because the videos are considerably longer. But you know, I'm due my rebuttal on these tapes, and I'm gonna get it out there for everybody to hear. And plus, my daughter says she's wanting me, so I'll go see what she's wanting. But anyway, that's all for this one. You all have a pleasant day and a better tomorrow. See ya.